How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another episode of our NHL 25 Be a Pro series with our goaltender, Dale Adams. In the previous episode, we played through a couple games, and we did end up having a good comeback victory, in overtime against the Winnipeg Jets, and then it was kind of downhill from there. We got another win, another couple wins in the sim, I believe, but then the next game we jumped into against the Devils, it was not a very good game. We did get a goalie goal, but other than that, it was not a very good episode. But we still are 43, 18, and 3, holding on to the first place position in the NHL standings. We have played 41 games. We have a 3.00 GAA, a 908 save percentage, and we are 26, 13, and 2 on the season. Obviously, stats could be a lot better. That GAA definitely needs to be a lot lower. But, I mean, we're winning games, and that's all that matters, really. In today's episode, we hopefully will be starting off in the third period here in the United Center against the Edmonton Oilers. And then we will be simming a couple games until our next start. I guess technically we'll be simming our next like 2 starts, I guess is how we go about it. And then we'll play the third start that we're in, and then we'll sim the next 2 starts, and then we'll wrap it up there. But you guys get the gist if you've been watching. But yeah, if you did miss it as well, we did pass the trade deadline in the last episode, and the only key acquisition we made was we picked up Casey Middlestat, and in his first game with us after the trade deadline, he got the game winner, and definitely showed that he should be a good fit on this team, especially the second line. The second line is nuts. Kurashev and Reichel, they're racking up points, and I hope Casey Middlestat can just gel right in there with them and start racking up more points as well. But I guess we could take a look at the standings quick. I don't like going through all these stats just because the menu is so slow. At the end of the season, we'll go through everything again. It's just I don't want to right now because, like I said, the menus are so slow. So in the Central Division, the Chicago Blackhawks on top with 89 points, and we have a pretty huge cushion here. To second place and third, because we got Colorado and Dallas tied at second with 76, and then Winnipeg and Minnesota tied at third with 74. So this is honestly a pretty close division at this point in time. Really, the only team I don't think will get back in it is St. Louis. But like Nashville goes on a hot streak, they could jump back up in there. Utah, they win a few more games. They're already in the picture, so it's definitely looking like a little bit of a weaker division. Check out the Atlantic, of course. Florida Panthers on top. Real life back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. They have 77 points. Detroit, Toronto, and Tampa Bay, surprisingly dead last in the Atlantic division, only 57 points. And then New Jersey, of course, they're second place in the league. They're on top of the Metro, followed by the Penguins. Flyers dead last there. And then in the Pacific, you got San Jose on top, Edmonton right behind them. Our former team in Anaheim, they're in third place in the Pacific. And then last place, you got the Kings and the Flames there. Then in the entire league here, obviously Chicago on top, but we are tied for first place with New Jersey. The only reason we are ahead of them is because we have 2 more regulation wins than them. That's the only reason. And then Pittsburgh in third. And the worst place team is the Philadelphia Flyers. Okay, so St. Louis finally moved out of worst team. They were the 32nd ranked team for a while there. So we are currently tied with New Jersey for first place. If we win the President's Trophy, that's cool. If not, as long as we make the playoffs, that's all I care about. And obviously, Artemi Panarin leading our team with 101 points. So yeah, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to finally jump into the sim here. Hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully it's one we can jump into. So here in the United Center, taking on Edmonton. First period, 0-0 tie. Second period, okay, Connor Bedard got the scoring going on the power play. Then Leon Draisaitl tied it up, and then Jesper Fast scored to give us a 1-goal lead. So very, very nice effort from the boys. Very close game here as well. And we still got Connor McDavid here on the Edmonton Oilers. You love to see it. What do they got? I don't know all their jerseys that well off the top of my head. I really do like that alternate jersey. Okay. We'll throw them in that. And then just to make it even with the shoulder dimples, we'll just put on our Adidas ones. Okay. Not that it really matters, but for aesthetic purposes, I guess. We'll turn that off. And we are going to jump in. I'm very excited, taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Obviously, real life, very good team. Made it back to the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years in a row. They are the second best team in the NHL according to that. So, and I did see a video. I can't remember. Oh my, that's my fault. Connor McDavid immediately ties it up on the backhand. I was slipping and sliding. All right, getting flashbacks to last episode where we immediately gave up a goal, but at least we are tied. We're not losing. But anyway, I was watching a video. Came out yesterday as of the time I'm recording this. I can't remember. It's from one of the few hockey channels I'm following. I think it was Next Man Up. I think it was him. If you don't watch that channel and you're a fan of hockey, go check him out. He's good. But yeah, he released a video talking about should Edmonton Oilers fans be worried that Connor McDavid is leaving. And he made a good point. He's like I very highly doubt that McDavid would leave Edmonton. But he pointed out how recently in all his postseason interviews, McDavid has been talking more and more about I got to do what's best for me and my family, instead of always just being like, oh well, you know, I'm here for the team and all that stuff like he used to do. And my personal take on it is, at the end of the day, Connor McDavid, he wants to win. That's the end goal. So I think he will play through all of next season. I would not be surprised, rather, if he played through all of next season and determined how their season goes, like regular season, postseason, stuff like that. I would guarantee that he will not sign a contract until the end of next season, because next season is his final contract deal. Ooh, Connor Bedard with a deflection just trickled in, and he's got his second goal of the game, and we are back on top. His 50th goal on the season. We'll have to see this again before I continue my thoughts. So he got in front, got a piece of it. It looks like Stuart Skinner made the initial stop, but it just managed to just trickle in. Or maybe that's just like the animation off the deflection, I don't know. But we are back in the lead. We love to see it. But yeah, as I was saying, Connor McDavid becomes an unrestricted free agent after next season. And I honestly, like I said, I could see him. Connor Bedard almost got his hat trick there. I could see Connor McDavid playing through all of next season and just seeing how that season goes before he signs either a new deal or tests the free agent market. Because I do feel, my personal opinion is that Connor McDavid wants to be on a winning team. And if Edmonton has a complete collapse next year and like they're just terrible and they miss out on the playoffs, I do think that could be a huge factor in Connor McDavid being like, you know what, maybe this team just isn't the right place, you know. And obviously, you know, he's going to talk to like the management and everything and be like, what is your plans and stuff like that, because he has that power. You know, Connor McDavid is the captain of the team. He's one of the best players, if not the best player in the NHL. So he, of course, he has that power to go up to the management and be like, hey, what are you wanting to do with this team? Because obviously, Connor McDavid has shown that he does not want to go to a different team unless absolutely necessary. Like, he wants to stay in Edmonton. You know that. Because I'm pretty sure he probably could have requested a trade a long time ago and it would have been granted. Oh. See if we can get to the bench. Oh, my guy picked it up. There you go. But yeah, like Connor McDavid could have easily, like years ago, been like, all right, get me out of here. Because for a while, those first few years he was in Edmonton, that team was still terrible. And another thing is too, Connor doesn't want to leave Draisaitl. He wants to continue playing with him, just because they pair so well together. And I definitely think Connor McDavid's gonna like talk to the management and stuff this offseason and be like, hey, what's your plan going into this next season? What are the moves you're thinking about doing? I could definitely see him doing that because like I said, he has the power to do it. He's the captain of the team, he's the star of the NHL pretty much. He can easily go in and be like, hey, these are the things we need. You need to go out and try and get them. If you want me to stay, he could be like that. He could be like, these are some key things that'll really help show that you want me to stay, stuff like that. Does that mean he does that stuff? I doubt it. He doesn't seem like the type of guy who would be like, you got to do things that I want, you know. But obviously, he could vent his frustrations or give his suggestions for what he thinks. Ooh, how'd that not go in? But I don't know. I'm more than likely just talking out of my rear end here because I don't know nothing, or I don't know anything about all that hockey stuff when it comes to the business aspect of it. I just know the bare minimum. I know the basic rules. I know the teams. I know a good chunk of players. But all that behind the scenes stuff, like, I know nothing about it. But anyway, my main point with that whole spiel is that a lot of people don't think it'd be possible seeing Connor McDavid not be in Edmonton. But I mean, look at Wayne Gretzky, literally the best hockey player of all time. And um, like when you look back at his career, everybody thinks of, oh well, he played in Edmonton for so long. But if you really look at it, it's like he really didn't. Like that's where he won all his Stanley Cups. But on the same side of things, it's also like he really wasn't there that long. Compared to his entire career, he really wasn't in Edmonton that long. So it's like, and obviously, if Wayne Gretzky, I'm pretty sure Wayne Gretzky would have stayed in Edmonton without a doubt. I'm pretty sure it was just behind the scenes shenanigans is the reason why he got traded to LA. But like my point is that star players 9 times out of 10 they do want to stay on the team that like picked them. It's just sometimes like the main point of playing is winning the Stanley Cup, and if the team you're on you don't have a chance for that, then obviously you're not gonna stay there. Because Connor McDavid's not gonna be this good forever, man. Obviously, I don't think he's gonna fall off anytime soon. I mean, look at Ovechkin. If a player should be falling off, it should be Ovechkin, and that dude just freaking he broke his leg this season and came back like freaking the Bionic Man. Like nothing happened. But I don't know. My main point is that I do think I could see Connor McDavid leaving the Edmonton Oilers. I just don't think it'll be anytime soon. Obviously, like later on in his future, I could see him leaving. Because I mean, it doesn't matter. Like you look at Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews; those are two players that, if you asked a Blackhawks fan a couple years ago, do you think they'll get rid of them? All the Blackhawks fans would have been like, no, they're lifers. They're gonna stay on. They're gonna stay here forever. They're gonna stay with the teams that drafted them till the end of their career. And for a while, it looked like Jonathan Toews that was gonna be true for him. But now you see he's gonna be playing in Winnipeg, which good for him. I'm glad he's still playing. I'm glad he was able to get over all his injuries and stuff, and hopefully it sticks. Because I'm missing Johnny T. I'm missing him in the hockey world. And also Patrick Kane, like he went to the Rangers, then he went to Detroit. So, and there's talks that he might go back to Chicago, but I doubt it. Because the whole reason they didn't re-sign him was because they were moving into a new era. And I don't really think it's been a good new era. The only real good thing about it is Bedard. That's the best part about this new era so far. And getting Tavo back. Tavo is always good. And Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi was a good pickup. I like Bertuzzi. Korchinski's seeming like a solid D-man. So that'd be cool. If we could get Panarin back in real life, that'd be nice. Honestly, getting rid of Panarin was the dumbest thing management did. Even though I don't think he'd still be on the team at this point in time. I do think we would have gotten rid of him, or he would have requested a trade or signed a new deal at some point by now. But you never know, man. But yeah, I don't know. I was kind of just rambling this entire time as we're under 4 minutes now in the third period. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. Like, should Edmonton Oilers fans be worried that Connor McDavid is leaving? My main thing is no. If Connor McDavid leaves Edmonton, that's because you know they weren't going in a direction he was happy with. That's the only way. Ooh! Philip Kurashev snipes in his 21st goal, and we have a 2-goal lead. That second line, man. That second line is killer. That second line is killer, man. Had Connor McDavid right on him. Speak of the devil. He was holding him like, you go for it, buddy. But yeah, if Connor McDavid ever does leave Edmonton, it's because, you know, either they didn't want to pay him what he thought he was worth, or is because they're going in a direction he doesn't agree with, you know. Those are the only ways I could see him leaving. And I mean, the dude, like I said, the dude is the face of the NHL. If that dude wants however much money, I feel like he's shown that he's worth however much money he thinks he's worth. It's not like he's going out there and freaking scoring like 2 goals a season, you know, barely putting up any points. That dude is in the top of the goal scoring list like basically every season. He's in the top of the points leaders every season. So it's not like that dude is just barely doing anything, you know. Because there are a lot of players who are like, oh, I want this amount of money. And it's like, really? And Lucas Reichel cashes in on the empty net for his 18th goal this season. And that should seal the deal. Like, you look at a player like Seth Jones. He was the highest paid player on Chicago for the longest time. And did he deserve any of that? I think he deserved half of what he was signed for. Because he was brought in because he was supposed to be the stud defenseman. He was supposed to reshape the defensive core and rebuild it up after Duncan Keith and Brent Seabrook and Patrick Sharp were all gone. Because it'd been kind of disheveled for a while after they left. And Seth Jones came in and he was supposed to be the big star that would fix it, that would start to put it in the right direction. And dude just did not do any of that. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was just the environment. Maybe now that he's in Florida, maybe that will be a better place for him because it's like a winning now environment, and that's might be the only environment he can play well in. Who knows? Maybe Seth Jones is the type of guy who can only play well on teams that are actually good. Because I'll admit it, Chicago is not a good team at all. I do have hope that next year will be better, though. I really hope. My wish is that they at least finish, like, higher than the bottom 3. If they can finish, like, fifth, like, anywhere from like 8th to 5th place in the NA bottom, obviously not top, we're talking about the bottom of the standings. If they can finish like 8th to 5th worst team in the NHL next season, that's an improvement, because the last few seasons they have been bottom 3. So if we can see that improvement and they're actually moving up the standings, then I'll be confident in the future. But if they're still bottom 3 after next season is over, I'm going to lose hope in the freaking organization. I'm starting to, because I don't know if Kyle Davison really knows what he's doing as much as everybody likes to say he does. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, I rambled on that entire freaking game. There's the only goal we gave up to Connor McJesus. Just me slipping and sliding out of nowhere. And then here comes Philip Kurashev. Connor McDavid patting him on the back. You go for it, buddy. And snipes the goal. And then obviously Lucas Reichel got the empty netter. There was the deflection from Bedsy that gave us the game winner. His second goal of the game. We're going to look at the 3 stars. Third star, Dale Adams. 2.01 GAA. 27 saves and a .931 save percentage. Obviously the goals we gave up. First one was in the sim. And then obviously at the beginning of that period. Lucas Reichel with the second star, goal and assist and 4 hits. That goal being the empty netter. And then, yep, got an assist on that Kurashev goal. And then Connor Bedard with 2 goals and a hit. You'll love to see it. And we obviously saw our stats already, but it's just part of the motion now that I go through. So 27 saves on 29 shots, .931 save percentage, and gave up 2 goals. Okay, well, we are going to jump back to the locker room and do some simming, so I will see you there. All right, folks, we're back here in the locker room. We are simming up to our next game. We played a home game against Edmonton. Now we are going on the road against Edmonton. So it's a home and home game once again this season. I feel like we've done a lot of those. We are simming up to it. We are starting here. So this will be the first of 2 games that we are simming here. All right. So we picked up the win against the Oilers at home. Will we be able to beat them once again in their home? They're 33-28-7. Let's jump into the sim here. See if we can continue our winning ways. First period. 1-0. Connor McDavid gets him on the board. Second period. 3-0. Draisaitl and Skinner. Okay, third period. And they win 3-0. Okay. So, Connor McDavid came in, said, you know what? We're starting off hot here. And then they just shut us down from that point on. So, 3 stars of the game. Matthew Savoy, third star, 2 assists, 2 hits. Draisaitl, second star, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 hit. And Stuart Skinner, first star, gets the shutout, made 27 saves. Good for him. Gonna look at our stats here. Just under 900 save percentage, made 26 saves on 29 shots, gave up those 3 goals. So unfortunately we got the loss, but, you know, it could have been a lot worse, you know, and we did lose to a good team. It's not like we're losing to the worst place team. Okay, so there was one game. We're simming up to the San Jose Sharks game, and we are indeed starting this one as well. It's a back-to-back in California, the Sharks and the Kings. So can we get back in the winning column with this game against San Jose? We're jumping into the sim here. First period, 1-2. Connor Bedard got us on the board, and then the Sharks gave themselves the lead. Second period. 2-2 tie. Jacob Chychrun tied it up. And in the third period, 5-2. Jacob Chychrun gets his second. Connor Bedard gets his second as well. Yes, he does. Connor Bedard gets his second as well. And then Lucas Reichel also gets in on the goal scoring. So we win 5-2. Nice comeback victory after the 3-0 loss to Edmonton. Lucas Reichel, third star, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 hit. Connor Bedard, 2 goals, 2 hits. And Jacob Chychrun, 2 goals and 3 hits. Very nice. And we'll look at our stats here. 28 saves on 30 shots. .933 save percentage. It gave up the 2 goals. So a nice bounce back for Dale Adams. Okay. And we will sim next day. All right, we're jumping in against the Kings. 29-35-5. They are definitely not having a good season. Let's see if we can end our little California trip with a nice victory, getting a 2-game sweep over these California teams. Jumping into the sim here. First period, 1-0. John Carlson scores. Second period. Ooh. Shirkov and Dumoulin score to give the Kings a 1-goal lead. Let's jump in here, see if we can tie it up and take the victory. Where's the 1? Where? Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of the away jerseys. That's right. My bad. We're rocking these. Just normal home and aways here in this one. Obviously, the LA Kings, former home for Everett Scott as a goaltender and as a player, I believe. Has he been a goaltender for the LA Kings or just a skater? I don't know. But the first skater career we did with Everett Scott, he was a skater on the LA Kings. Won a couple Stanley Cups with him, if I remember right. That was my second NHL series on the channel. Everett Scott as a skater. And then I realized it's more fun to be a goalie. And then I tried that again this year, starting off with Everett Scott as a skater. And it was fun at first. And then you just, even though goalie is very frustrating, I feel like it's more rewarding when you're doing well. And I feel like it's more fun than a skater. Because when you're playing as a skater, you can literally just control the entire game. Like, once your guy has good enough stats and a good enough overall, you can literally just dummy through everybody. You can score every goal basically. And yeah, it just, Connor Bedard didn't get to it quick enough. Otherwise, I think that would have been a tied game. But yeah, as a skater, once you get a high enough overall, it's easy to just win every game. And you just rack up like hundreds of points every year without even trying. But as a goalie, unless you're like just uber goalie, it's always a challenge, you know. So I definitely do think if we do start a new career in NHL 26, if the Be a Pro mode actually feels like it's got a decent overhaul, they've actually put some effort into it. If they do that, and I will buy NHL 26, and we will start Everett Scott as a goalie next season as well. That's on me. I moved over to the left. That is all 100% me. I don't know why, but I moved to the left. I saw his stick was on my right, and for some reason I was like, let's go to the left. And I gave him that whole net. We're just going to move on from that. But yeah, so I said it at the end of the last episode too, but unless Be a Pro is significantly improved in NHL 26, I am not buying it. I will stick with this one. I'll keep making videos for NHL 25. If that kills my channel, so be it. If nobody watches them because they want the newest and best, quote-unquote, best game. Speaking of best game, this is definitely not that. But yeah, yeah, if I get NHL 26, then Everett Scott will be our goalie. It will not be Dale Adams. I don't think I'm going to do any more skater careers. They just get boring. But I also did say at the end of the last episode, we might do, we might start a new career in NHL 25 and start Everett Scott as a goalie and just stick with this game. But it all just depends. I'm really hoping that EA gives me a reason to buy NHL 26. Because if it's just going to be the same copy and paste that it's been for like the past 20, what feels like 20 years, then I'm not wasting like $80 on a copy paste, on a roster update. I can get a roster update for free in this game from the actual fans who put more of an effort than actual EA roster updates. But anyway, all my rambling, we are pretty much done and dusted in this one already. We gave up freaking 2 goals here in this third period. We're down by 3. Unless we can score a goal here quick, get us back to within 2. I don't think it's possible that we're coming back, especially now that we're already under the 10-minute mark. And of course, LA is just they're playing like they're freaking Stanley Cup caliber teams, and they're one of the worst teams in the league. That's always how it is. You'll play great against teams that are like top 3 most of the time, and then when you play a game against a team that you should absolutely crush, it's like, no, they're gonna outscore you, and you're gonna do all your dumbest crap right in this game. Case in point. Even though that last goal scored by Trevor Moore, I do feel like I followed it really well. Just got unlucky. Ooh, good shot there from Korchinski. Demko with a better save. So if we lose this game, that'll be 1-for-1 on games we jump into. And then the 2 games that we simmed, that we started in, we went 1-1 as well. So for games 1, we are 2-1 so far, and it'll be probably 2 for 2. Ooh, good shot. It might be 2 for 2 after this game. 2 games won, 2 games lost. And then we'll sim 2 more starts of ours, and hopefully we'll finish the episode with a 4-2 record for games played in this one. That would be nice if we can win both of our next simmed games, because like I said, I don't feel like we're winning this one. But that's okay. That'll be entirely my fault. And yeah, my save percentage is going to be atrocious. I've made 12 saves. 12 saves to their 16 shots. Five-minute mark now here in the third period. I'm honestly not sure what to talk about. I think I pretty much wrapped up everything. Those are the types of shots that you can't do anything about. You read the shot, you read the shot, and then the player gets leveled and the puck just goes completely the opposite direction. But yeah, me giving up that early goal, I think that definitely deflated this team, because they're not playing that well. Good slapper, quick shot up close. Costin denied. Okay, Josh Doan dumps it in. Under 3 here in the third period, trailing by 3. I want it. Get away. I'll play some defense. Oh, there's a delayed penalty. Maybe we can get a 2-4 game here. Wait, was that a goalie interference penalty? Did I just cheese the game? Goaltender interference. They counted that as goalie interference. Okay, I just cheesed it. I intentionally skated into him, and the game was like, goaltender interference. I think they're just giving me a pity power play. Like, we feel bad for you, guy. Here, have a power play that your team probably won't even score on anyway. If I can get the puck, I'll go for a goalie goal. That'd be a good way to end a game, getting a goalie goal. It'll be 2 episodes in a row. Bedsy, shot goes wide. I'm skating. Got it. Let me do my thing. Get away from me. Get away. Let me do my thing. Oh, off the post. You gotta be kidding me. And I go flying. Me and Thatcher Demko are throwing hands here. I haven't fought in so long. I'm gonna be so bad at it. Maybe not. I'm absolutely freaking... I don't know. That was a slobber knocker, as JR would say. I think you got like maybe 2 hits on me, or maybe 1. Well, we got a fight win in there. Got close to a goalie goal, went off the post. It was a little too right. We're still on the power play. Nico Hischier is on the LA Kings in this universe. Talk about a downgrade. His former team is gonna be first place. Because there's no way we're still holding on to first place after this. I didn't even look. Maybe we already weren't in first place. I don't know. Middlestat tried to tuck that in. Well, at least we can come out of this game saying we did get a win over Demko in a fight. Ultimately, I feel like he'd probably rather come away with a win. Good deflection chance there from Casey Middlestat. But yeah, at least we'll say we got a fight victory, so that'll count somewhat. And that will wrap up this game here in LA. Give Los Angeles a win. They deserve it. So third star of the game is Brant Clark with 2 assists and 6 hits. Good for that young man right there. Then Trevor Moore with a goal and assist and 3 hits for the second star. And the first star, not sure who it would be. Thatcher Demko, 1 goal, 31 saves, and 969 save percentage. Okay, good on him. And yeah, yikes. I didn't get a single shot since I mentioned it. We made 12 saves on 16 shots, gave up 4 goals and a 75 save percentage. Yikes, get out of this game. All right, we are back in the locker room, still somehow holding on to first place. We are 45, 20, and 3. I don't know how. I don't know how we're still holding on to first place. Simming up to the Colorado game, we are not starting this one, so this will not count as one of our simmed games before we end the episode, but we will save, so that way if the game credits me for a start, a win or a loss or whatever, we will reset it because I don't like being credited for games I have no control over. So simming this game, can Cameso pick up a win? No, he did not. We lose 5-3, so we're on a 2-game skid right now. And we're starting against Calgary. Okay, so still somehow first. Taking on the 27, 33, and 8 Calgary Flames. Our first of 2 simmed games that we are starting here to wrap up the episode. Let's see if we can get back in the win column after an atrocious start from us against the Kings. First period. Literally, they scored 3 unanswered. Okay, second period. They scored 2 more. And third period, get us out of this game. Oh my God. I was kept in for every single goal. 3 stars. There you go. Somehow Lucas Reichel snuck in there. Do I even want to look at my stats? Oh my God. Absolutely atrocious. Get out of this one. Okay. Okay, there was the first one. And we're playing against the Utah Mammoth, still somehow first place. 38, 25, and 6 is the Utah Hockey Club. Let's see if we can finish the episode off on an actual win here. First period. Okay, we scored 2. Logan Cooley got him back within 1. Carlson gave us a lead. And Dylan Gunther got him back into it. Or whatever. Anyway, second period. They tied it up. And third period. Okay, we do come away with a victory, but it was not a good game. And we didn't even... Cameso came in anyway, so it doesn't even matter. There's the 3 stars. Cameso came in recovery of us, but yeah, the coach didn't put him in when we gave up 8. Doesn't make any sense. I only played 13 minutes. Okay. So Did my guy get injured? Because I gave up 1 goal. I played 13 minutes, gave up 1 goal, and my coach was like, all right, that's enough. But yet, there's something fishy there. Anyway, whatever. I am injured. Okay, so we'll see how long the injury is. Yeah, we're still injured. We're going to reload the save. I'm not messing around with that crap. Because for all I know, we could be injured for like the rest of the season and miss the playoffs, and I'm not dealing with that crap. We're not dealing with that BS. No way. I don't care, and I don't think you guys will care either. So, and if you do care, it's just a video game. Who cares? I don't. Anyway, so the stats might change. So simming here against Colorado. Still didn't get credit, but we'd still lose. Okay. Even worse that time. Simming up to Calgary. Do we get to start in this one? Yes, we do. Maybe we'll have a better outcome this time around. 1-1 tie. 4-1. And we finished 6-1. So, okay, definitely better outcome for us in this time around. We're actually back in the leaderboards there. That is what it is. Anyway, so we're finally back in the win column. We'll just forget about that alternate reality. We are not starting in this game against Utah. Okay. Wait. Okay, no, we didn't start this game. We simmed this one. We're not starting this one. Okay. So we saved. We'll save one more time just to make sure. I didn't expect this to take as long as it has. I do apologize. Okay, so we saved. We're going to sim. Better not get credit for it. And we got a conversation. Of course we do. What is it? You're playing your old team, the Utah Hockey Club. Dale Adams has never played for the Utah Hockey Club. This has got to be some like save crap, like leaking in from the Everett Scott career. Just get out of here. Get out of here. We never played for Utah. We never played for Utah. That's got to be like save leakage from our Everett Scott series. That's the only way. That's the only way. Okay. So we did not get credit for that game against Utah, and we lost 7-5. Okay. But we are starting against the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're 40-25-6. Can we end the episode on a win and finally get out of this episode? I feel like I've been recording for like 3 hours. Okay, first period. 2-0 lead. Second period. 2-3. Josh Stone gave us a 3-0 lead, and then the Pittsburgh Penguins got back within 1. And third period, can we shut the door? No, we cannot. We let the Penguins score 3 unanswered. Technically, it was like 5 unanswered. It was 5 unanswered. So there you go. Let's look at our stats. Sorry, I'm just flying through this, but I'm just taking way too long. We still finished with an 86 save percentage. Not too bad, I guess. And we erased the universe where we were injured. So there's that. We'll sim up to the next game we start. Okay, it'll be against the Florida Panthers. Okay, and we are now back in second place, which maybe that's the better spot for us. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep this outro brief for once. I'm going to wrap it up here. Sorry for all the, like, save thing, backing out and resetting everything and whatever. If you don't like it, I apologize, but I'm not going to be injured. Anyway, sorry, we played really well in that one game and then basically didn't do it again the entire episode. I do apologize for that, but it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this episode and have not done so already, make sure to hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell to turn on all notifications so you never miss a future one of my videos. Thank you guys once again so much for watching, and until next time, take care.